Hello friends, my name is FirstDane and welcome back to Griftlands. It's been about a month or so since I did my full playthrough of Sal, and I had the itch again. I had to get back into Griftlands. We got to look at Rook, and then we got one more character after this as well. Thank you very much for the support on the first series. It was a lot of fun going through and seeing what you guys had to say about it, and I couldn't be more excited to be here and start again on Rook. So this is where we're at. We're at like the start screen. We're gonna go through on the bog job, and then I'll tell you what I have here. I kind of did some of this a little bit before starting the recording, so I just kind of went through and did my perks. I got all 3 perk slots, so 3 out of 3 perks selected. I chose to start out with 1 power at the start of each battle, which, if I remember correctly from a little over a month ago, was like 1 extra strength, 1 extra damage. That sounds pretty good. We also have alert here, which seems like maybe the best power imaginable or perk imaginable. I don't know what else I would pick here. This is just so good. Draw 2 additional cards at the start of every battle and negotiation. So just more cards, more card draw, more cycle. It's all good stuff. And then we have stamina here. Fatigue starts 2 turns later than normal, so we can level up our cards in some easier combats. Other than that, we're going to be doing Prestige 1. The Griftlands strikes back. Everything else is locked, but we're not going to do the introductory level. So there's a solid chance that we can actually lose this.
When you wear a soldier's uniform, so you turned yours in and left the Admiralty. But even out of uniform, your name still carries the weight of your medals. Captain Rook, the veteran, the hero, the saboteur, the spy. These days, you freelance, and you're on your way to a job in Grout Bog, where the Spark Barons plumb the ruins looking for forgotten treasures. The bugs are hard to spot, but they bleed you dry if you let them. Seems like you'll fit in just fine.
And the narration ends. It would be kind of fun if this stuff was voice acted, but I will... Oh shoot, I left something out. Hold on. Let me just, quick disable this stuff. Pay no mind. Fast mode, we will disable. Auto skip dialogue, we will disable. And I hope that is it. Okay, close. Cool. Easy enough. We'll scroll back to the top. So I was trying to do a speed run on Sal, off of stream, off recording, off all that stuff, and I was just trying to see like how fast you could play through a run of Griftlands to see if I could bring it to the stream more regularly. Anyway, I'll read through this. The land around Grout Bog squelches with mud, hungry for legs as well as boots. The only road leads to a gate, flanked by armed security. A Spark Baron guard steps out into the path as you approach. Stop right there. The bog is closed, especially to grifters like you. Unless you pay the processing fee. And maybe I could see to considering your petition for entry. This individual, Hrikit, let's go, Hrikit. This guy is demanding a bribe to get through the gate. I don't think so, my guy. You have no resolve. You have a weak mind, sir. Forgive me for being skeptical of this fee. In fact, I'd like to speak to your supervisor. Can I speak to the manager, please? Let's see. We'll receive 4 damage from this individual, and we draw all of these amazing extra cards. So this is Rook's special thing, as far as I understand it. He has this coin mechanic. So you flip the coin. As far as I understand it, it's like a 50-50. What is it like? It's like heads or snails. That's what it is. Heads or snails. So if it's on heads, apply 1 composure to a random friendly argument. And then if it's on snails, deal 1 damage to a random opponent argument. Cool. So other than that, hopefully it's, largely the same. You can see here when it's on heads, then this is going to do 3 flat damage. When this is on snails, this is going to do 1 bonus damage, so 2 to 4. And remember, we have that fatigue thing. Nice. Sure, we'll do 1 bonus action for next turn. We'll choose to trade away 1 of our resolve here. This card's stolen. That's fine. You could take my starter cards. All right, this is Call It, Gamble, and Sticky. So Sticky means that this card is not discarded at the end of your turn. It's like this retain mechanic. Pretty cool. As far as I understand it, you just flip the coin and it's a 50-50 whether you get heads or snails. So what we could do here, we could do a lot. Let's see what this does here. When this argument is destroyed, all cards are returned to Rook, and I gain 2 vulnerability. I don't care about those cards. You gain 1 composure for each hostility card you draw. Okay, well, let's get rid of this guy. Okay, that was our random damage. Can we get something more interesting? Little heads there. There we go. Now we full block and do max damage. Cool. So obviously not a terribly difficult fight. Oh, he continues to steal my cards. Interesting. At the start of his turn, steal 2 cards from Rook and hold them hostage. When this argument is destroyed, gain 3 vulnerability. Okay, so we have a little straw man argument over there. Okay. Do you have a copy of Call It? You do not. But that's basically all of my composure charges. So let's get those back. We do get the vulnerability here. That's going to go away, and we need to block this out. Cool. A little bit of this. A little bit of this. Let's go next turn. I want to level up Trickery. Trickery, I mean, as far as I can tell, in Griftlands, that's one of those cards that, you know, like once you get it upgraded, it's significantly better. We have a ton of vulnerability. Let's see here. So if we stack additional vulnerability, as far as I understand it, that should not really matter. Nice. Composure. Composure. Again, at this point in the run, we're just trying to level up our cards as much as possible. There's a copy of Call It. And here we're being hit for quite a lot. So we have 4-7 damage coming in. We can block for 6 unless we flip a heads, which would be over here. So we want to hit this guy. And then we're going to try to flip heads. We've done it. Amazing. Cool. So, I mean, you can see he's at 5. We can end this combat almost whenever we want to. We'll, at this point, we can't really block this out. I'm going to see if we can get out of this combat. Just to not lose a bunch of HP. Actually, you know what? We don't really lose much, do we? What do you have? Composure? We lose 1 to maybe level up our cards some more. If anybody knows where it shows the remaining turns until fatigue sets in, that would be hugely helpful. I don't really see it anywhere, but if I knew that we had, if this was like the last turn to level up cards, it might change my gameplay. Anyway, let's see. Maybe we don't win here. Maybe we do. We get a negotiation card. So we have an unplayable card. This is our uncommon card. It says, discard this card. Draw 1 card and gain 1 dominance. We remember dominance from our last playthrough. I love the art here. Hostility cards deal +1 damage. Remove 1 stack at the start of your turn. We have spend 1 influence. So this is an influence card that we don't quite have yet. But we can start building. I guess we can build towards it. This card gains 3 damage until the end of this negotiation. We also have Slug Storm. If it's on snails, deal 2 damage to all opponent arguments. So we flip, and then there's a 50-50 chance this does nothing, or it does 2 to all. That sounds not good, but I like the idea of it. High risk, high reward. Think of it this way. Well, do you want to get your superiors involved? They just double the fee. But fine, Grifter, have it your way. But you better have some work papers, else the only thing I'm authorized to give you is a kick in the seat. No need for hostilities. I'm here by invitation. See for yourself. You pull the signed work visa from an oilskin wallet you carry for such purposes. Looks legit. Who exactly are you meant to report to? So we get choices. Interesting. You're here to work for security or receive a blacklist. The rare card, take names, gain 1 damage for each name taken, and expend. Playing this card against a new character adds their name to the list. Interesting. That seems incredibly strong. Or we're here to dig. You receive a shovel. 0 cost, rare card, does 2 damage. Deal 2 bonus damage per empty cell. Gain 2 defense per charge. I don't really know what that means yet. I don't know what a cell is. An empty cell. Per empty cell. Is that... I don't think that's the battle graphs. That doesn't make sense. Rook can store charge in his empty cells. Okay. Never mind. Charge can be used by certain cards for additional effects and expend, remove for the rest of the combat. I like the idea of the blacklist. Report to Felimo, the Spark Baron. Do I look like a common laborer to you? I'm reporting to this individual directly. Felimo, no way. Eyes glance down at your work visa again, and this time she reads the fine print. I mean, of course you are, sir. We better hurry this along. Felimo doesn't like to be kept waiting. Receive the blacklist. Gain negotiation card blacklist. I still got to search you, though. You got anything to declare? You rummage through your backpack, showing Hrikit the contents. You've only got one thing worth declaring, though. We can upgrade a battle card. We can increase max health by 8 and max resolve by 2. Or we can take this card, which, yes, will heal us, but gets destroyed. I kind of like this idea. So max HP. I think upgrading a battle card is a little bit less important since we have the stamina 2. And then if we look at our battle deck, though we haven't done battles quite yet. Okay, so there's the charge mechanic right there on Crank. We would probably do something like this. Or maybe ammo pouch. I really like these improvised cards. But we'll do that eventually anyway. Let's just take some resource here. Max HP, a little bit slow. You know, upgrading a battle card is its own form of HP. Because we, you know, inherently will take less damage or do more damage by having cards upgraded prematurely. Like, we could upgrade this. It's pretty expensive. I would like it if one of these said, like, 1 on it. Let's just take the resource. All right, we'll ask about Felimo. Let's suppose you know what kind of work this individual would have. How the heck should I know? Things are getting rough with the workers, though. They might want more rights, better pay. Maybe Felimo wants you to work security and shut down their union before it starts. I see. That makes sense. And what if I would prefer to find other work? If Felimo's expecting you, I wouldn't want to disappoint him. There's always more work to be had in the bog. You could check in with a foreman named Kalandra. She's not too strict and might take pity on an old boggy like you. Charming. Free to go. Yes, whatever. Thank you, officer. Blah, blah, blah. You go through the gate, but you feel like Hrikit will miss you when you're gone. What? Doesn't get a lot of visitors. So, even though we said we were here to meet Felimo, we can go talk to Kalandra. Let's stick to plan. As you enter the official-looking building, you're stopped by an armed guard. Stay right where you are, Grifter. State your business. Show Noodles your papers. The official sort, my good soldier. Nothing to fret about. You show Noodles your signed paper. She somehow studies them while still fixing you with a suspicious glare. Checks out very well. You step inside. There's our friend, or not, Felimo. We'll see. I like his eye. Got like a little lamp eye. Felimo is easy to recognize, even though the years have been a little too kind to him. You spot him lapping at a drink, like a contented salamander. What? Okay. I don't know what a contented salamander looks like normally, but sure, I'm going to assume it looks like this. I see you've gone up in the world since discharging a rookie. Rook, you old scoundrel, finally made it. Figured to be able to move faster than that, even with that bum leg of yours. Docktown's a long way from here, Felimo. And that's Captain Rook to you, even if we're both retired. I'll call you your Royal Highness if you can get the job done. Enough fiddle-faddle. Let's get you to work so you can see what I'm up against. Let's get to work. I'll take the job. Excellent. If there's anyone who can get to the bottom of this, it's you. I have a couple things that need doing. So, we can see here, we have a negotiation, and we have a battle, and we have a battle and negotiation. I don't like the bonus here to restore some health or resolve. Upgrade a negotiation or battle card here, so we could do just a straight negotiation again. We do have the blacklist. I usually like, at least so far, doing the multiples, like battle and negotiation will upgrade both decks for us, since we'll do two different things here. But I really don't like the idea of restore health or resolve. I don't think that's that important. So we get to choose like a straight upgrade, or we can come here and like restore whatever resource we're missing. I don't know. I think maybe we should just do this. I don't like the restoration, but it's a very similar thing. And I like the idea of doing both battle and negotiation. They take a little bit longer. We get 5 more shills. I don't think that matters. Let's see what's up with this. This one requires the utmost discretion. Frankly, it's insulting you'd even specify. Your track record has been, shall we say, spotty as of late, no? And I'm the client, so I'll set the parameters as I see fit. Carry on, then. There's a small upset in one of the work camps today. We set in the usual suppression force, and, well, the workers have been quelled. But the Rise is a loose group of union organizers and freedom fighters made off with a captive, a Baron captive. It'd be one thing if it were just a foreman, but you can see how this would be damage to the brand. Make the problem go away, won't you? Sure, dude. Well, as we used to say, mission accepted. Glad to hear it. Whatever it takes, old chap. You understand? Just get Delano back, but discreetly. Delano? This guy. Oh, and perhaps you ought to take one of our auto dogs with you, just in case you get into a spot. It might pay to have Spot on hand, eh? Wait, so we get a pet already? For free! It didn't tell us we were going to get a pet. Trinary. Something like that. Cool, we got a pet. Does it come, like, trained because it's a robot? Okay, so when our dog dies, applies targeted, this replenishes and destroys after 2. All non-player characters will prioritize this target. Okay. Let's move on. Let's play the video game. Move off to our quest here. Task, quest, mission. Fortunately, it's easy enough to find the Rise encampment, which means they're open to negotiation. After all, they know the bog better than you do. If they didn't want to be found, it'd been much more of a challenge. Sure enough, you're not shot on sight. A Rise member approaches, weapon at hand, but not at the ready. What do you want, stranger? This part of the bog ain't exactly hospitable to gawkers. I've come seeking a Baron, actually Delano. Have you heard of her? What is it to you? That doesn't seem like any of your business. All right. I think both these options seem totally fine. Let's convince him. Let's go with we have our blacklist here, so if we can't both convince and battle, we should at least level up our blacklist. I'm to escort Delano to a safe house. We have reason to suspect the Barons have a rescue in mind that we need to convince them otherwise. A rescue? Barons don't usually open a vein for one of their own. You sure? He doesn't believe us. Core argument, call to Rise. At the start of each turn, a random card in hand costs 1 extra action this negotiation. Neat. Alright, this is our Slugstorm. Slugstorm not particularly good here. Can easily full block with our rationale. We'll use this one because it's the closest to leveling up. And we hit him. Easy turn. Alright, Brainwash. Insert 1 propaganda card into Rook's draw pile at the beginning of Viren's turn. When this argument is destroyed, Viren restores 5 resolve for each propaganda in your hand. What? Prepare a card. Swap its cost with this card's cost. Interesting. Okay. So let's do our little bit of trickery. Prepare a card. We were just reading about that. These are all rare. Apply 3 composure. So that is almost a full block for us. And give your currently prepared card +2 bonus damage until the end of turn. Just take the Blanc for free. There's our full block. Sure. Even for 2, that seems worth it to me. 1 composure. Are you doing anything? Okay. We got a mystery intent. We're taking 4 damage, potentially. Here's our blacklist. Can we blacklist and... No. We could not blacklist and block here, so we'd have to take 4. A little bit rough. But I think it's worth it to level up the blacklist. Remember, we did take some extra resource as our starting bonus. Alright. Sympathizer. Gain 2 actions. Draw a card for each friend you have in the Rise. What? Okay. So we gained 2 actions here? We did. We went to 4. Cool. Hey, that's nice. I like that a lot. A little improvise. Incept 1 flustered. Gain as a bonus action next turn. That seems really good. And also just drawing a card. Because we're not currently blocking. I really don't want to take all this extra damage. Okay. Halfway to our flourish already. Loved the flourishes last time around. Okay. We want to do a little bit of this. A little bit of this. We are rolling heads like every single time. Not a bad thing, I'm just pointing it out. We haven't seen snails in a while. Alright, this is telling us we kind of want to get out of here. We can just end the combat. Wow, these are increasing in cost. Yeah, this is going to get tough. This says 1 on it. Okay, let's just get out of here. We've done enough. And pick a negotiation card. Here's our uncommon one. That's one we already saw. We have Overwhelm here. Deal +1 damage for every argument you have. And then we have 2 costs, 2 to 6. Prepare a card. Prepared. This card costs 1 less. So prepared says choose a card in your head and move it to the prepared leftmost position. A card is prepared if it's the leftmost card in your hand. Okay. Interesting. Dogged. Do 6 to 6 damage or 2 to aim. Wow. Did we take this one? I don't know. Yeah, let's try dogged. Delano is more important than we first assumed, which is why it's all the more crucial we keep her in pocket as a bargaining chip. That's big news. All right, then. The hidden entrance is over there. Viren points you towards an inconspicuous spot in the tree line, and you head inside. Well, that was too easy. Excuse you? What do you think you're doing in here? I'm here to pick up Delano. Boss's orders. This is the first I'm hearing of it. We have trade Delano for the auto dog. We just got our dog. We can try to convince him. Or we can just attack him and he'll dislike us. Let's try not to go down the dislike path. Our resolve is doing fine. And we have the blacklist, so it just increases that by 1 damage. You know how the Rise operates, my dear. It doesn't look like a my dear to me, but we'll leave it up to Rook. The less you know, the less you can get away with if compromised. I ain't your dear. I mean, I called it. Rook is doing a poor job of negotiating. I ain't your dear. You think you can just boss me around? No, sir. There's our snails. All right. We have Call to Rise again. Our blacklist costs 3? That's just rude. I hate it. I hate it. Okay. I'm gonna use it because, you know, he's gonna take that name down and that's gonna matter later. I mean, I hope it matters later. All right. Let's put that into the nether realm. Reverse your lucky coin. What is the difference between flip side and set? Unique manipulate. Reverse your lucky coin. Or choose one. Maybe this gives you the bonus of the flip where this doesn't? Huh. Don't really get it. Oh. Okay. Okay. I now get it. So now if we do this, then it's always heads. That's easy enough. All right, the downside, we don't have any composure here. Trying to get it here, yes. Little composure. I can't believe it, it's heads. We are full blocking. We have 2 extra actions here. Let's do a little bit of 3, and then do we want to do this? I really want these to be upgraded, so we can set the coin, and then we can replenish this. I think the replenish is kind of gross. It's just extra card draw. So good. I'll do the damage, just to guarantee that we don't lose a lot of resource. We're probably restoring our resolve after this. Where's our resolve? Might not be on the screen. I mean, it's here, but I thought it would be up here. All right. Pleasantries here is almost leveled up. If we do this, then this costs 1, and we can still... No, we can't do anything else. Bummer. Let's flip. All right, the Barons are going to do something terrible to us, according to this guy. Do a little Slugstorm? No. Slugstorm did not work. Super overblock here. We got 10 left to do. And our cards are starting to cost a lot. That is our snails. Cool. So we can gain 2 actions up here. I like that. We're currently taking 5 damage, though. Things you hate to see. So we would have to perfectly high roll both of these cards, which, let's be honest, is not happening. But let's get the heck out of here. Choose a card to prepare. We've done it. I don't think that does anything yet, but you know what? We've got something to work on. Now we've got a goal. Propaganda. Prepare a card, swap this cost. Swap its cost with this card's cost. Okay. Snails. Oh. Well, that went well. Negotiation upgrade available. Let's pick a negotiation card first. Here's our... Oh, we have 2 uncommons. This is a gamble. Heads, remove composure. Snails, steal composure. Interesting. And then it does damage. Vulgar. Draw 2 cards. Gamble for each hostility card draw. Wow, I love this one. Draw 3 cards? Gamble for each hostility card drawn +1. Wow. This is a cool one. I like that one a lot. All right, we can upgrade our Grumble. We have discard a card to do 2 to 4 damage always, or we can choose to destroy our Grumble. Like we do a straight, maybe we're hostile. Maybe we're a hostile Rook now. We took the Slugstorm, we took Vulgar, and we have this Grumble here. I like where this is going. How are you feeling today? Of course, I don't wish to boss you around. This fight affects us all. But as long as the Baron is here, she poses a danger to us all. Us all. A little bit of work. You need a little bit of work on those lines. I'm taking great pains to ensure your safety. I suppose that's all we can ask. Fine, take her. I just wish they would tell us these things. I'm glad you understand. Your frustration won't be in vain, I assure you. You sly dog. And then we go back to... here. Is there an event? No, we crossed the bog for free. Rare. What brings you back? Glad to see you in one piece, old boy. You never really know when dealing with the rise, you know? Okay. I trust everything went smoothly. Quite. Illinois has been removed from the Rise's clutches, as requested. And how did the auto dog serve you? A trusted ally? Seems to work just as well as the mechs I've encountered. Though the 4 legs are a charming touch. Oh, we lost our pet. Thanks for the rescue. Never thought the boss would send an old war buddy to pull me out of the muck. Philomon's full of surprises. Our targets used to learn that the hard way. Delano loves us. Straight to love. Wow. Moving a little bit fast for me personally, Delano, but that's okay. We get a boon. When you sleep, gain full experience on a random card. I just like that. That's nice. You paid 75 shills. Quest bonus restoration. I guess we'll restore our resolve, huh? Up to 13. Very cool. Well, I think that's going to be it for our first episode here. I think that's a good stopping point for us. We got another quest to pick up. We've saved the day, I guess. And you know what? Nobody hates us or even dislikes us. We completely avoided combat so far, although we are a grumbling rook. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.